So leo nilikuwa nimejipanga kubonga story ya consent, but ni kama the universe inaniambia it's too soon because I have very radical views on consent. First and foremost, I don't support rape. I think rapists are the most disgusting people in this world. Na in fact mtu akipatikana yeye ni rapist na koti actually pate evidence that yeye ni rapist, afai hata kufungwa. Anafatua hangiwe na balls zake mpaka zikatike, then a bleed to death. That's how much I do not entertain stories of rape. So hiyo tumeiweka out of the way because taki those watu wa mdomo wakujapo anza kusema oh rape apologist or rape enabler. Anyway, ukifeel kama hivyo ndio unafeel, karibu sana, you can label me venye unataka. Number 2, kuna neighbor fundi, so yeye ako biashara, so kisikia sauti za nyundo na power tools utajua yeye ndiye ako hustle. Anyway, kila mtu atafute pande yake. Nataka kubonga story ya why we need to have difficult conversations in the open. Why is it important to have difficult conversations in the open? Ni kwa sababu when you deplatform people, when you chase people from platforms, haimaanishi umewanyamazisha. Inamaanisha tu umewatoa kwa hii platform wakaenda underground mahali watakusanyika alafu waendeleze hizo story zao. Mahali wewe hauko, wewe mwenye uko informed, wewe mwenye ungewapatia wisdom, ungewapea knowledge. So what happens in the future? Flare ups. And then zinatupata off guard kwa sababu hatukuwa ready, hatukuona signs. But kama unataka kucelebrate cancel culture, ni sawa, wewe celebrate kabisa. Kwa sababu cancel culture inakuwaga na goals zake ni short term. Umedeplatform mtu, so umepata an easy win, a short win. But in the long run una lose. Why? Kwa sababu hauwezi change minds. Hawa watu wenye tuko kwa hii industry ya kujaribu kuleta behavior change na kujaribu ku reposition society ndio ikuwe optimum. We need to dialogue na wale watu wenye tuna feel ni opponents ama opposition. We need to come, sit down, have discourse and explain why we think what we think and accept challenges. Haimaanishi ati sisi tuko right, that everything tunasema ni right. Haimaanishi kila kitu unasema ni right wewe, kila kitu unasema ni right. How do you come up to that position that is acceptable? It's by discussion, by conversations which are open and honest. Mali ukuji na labels. At just because kama amekuquestion inakuwa oh una invalidate experience za watu. Wewe ujue experience yangu na mimi sijui experience yako. So wakati una engage na mimi, if you na think na invalidate experience yako, maybe I'm also feeling the same way that una invalidate experience yangu. So what makes your experience more important than mine? What makes your experience more important? Tukue na mazoea ya kukua tuna talk things through. When two people disagree, when two people have a disagreement and they cannot solve their issues diplomatically through conversations, then confrontation happens. Angalia hata wakati two countries zinavurutania kitu fulani. First thing ni diplomatic means let's talk, let's agree, let's see what the issue is, where you have a problem. Can I compromise? What am I ready to compromise on? What are you ready to compromise on? And then peace prevails. Otherwise, I take my hard position, you take your hard position, then we go to war. And then very many people die. And then in the end, hatuja solve issue. The issue still remains. So my kids also go to war, and their kids also go to war. So when does the war end? Na hiyo ndio imekuwa the case. Kumekuwa na perpetual gender wars. Because women take a hard stance, men take a hard stance. When men come in and say such and such a thing is happening and that contributes to such and such a thing, wanaambiwa shut up, you are not a woman. When a woman comes and says such and such a thing is happening which contributes to such and such a problem, and I'm shut up, you're not a man. Who wins? Nobody wins. Good example, hii issue ya Shafiweru. What is the short win? Wamekuwa fired. But in the long run, kumekuwa na a very big loss. A big loss. Which loss is this I'm talking about? An opportunity lost. If only watu wangekuwa proactive, watu wangekuwa visionary, watu wangekuwa wise, wangetumia hiyo platform yao mahali wako. Show ya Shafiweru na huyo DJ ndio wangeitumia. Let's do a 5-day sensitization on gender. Let's come and talk why what they were saying was wrong. Alafu, allow them to challenge you on your stance. Allow them to also defend their position. Why do they think the way they think? Why did they say what they said? Without this thing here, you will be fired hanging over their heads. Hapo ungepata very honest conversations. Then open up the, the call lines and messages. Let's get people calling. Ungeget a lot of people who are supporting them and a lot of people who are supporting you. Then these two people can come together kwa hiyo platform and engage without name calling, without threats, without hizi vitu zenye watu wanafanya siku hizi zenye unajaribu tu kuchallenge kitu naambiwa invalidating experiences, rape enabler, wewe ni rape apologists. If you even suggest that a woman can take responsibility for her actions, unakuwa demonized. But everywhere, men are being told to take responsibility for their actions. But jaribu tu utaje mwanamke with the word responsibility na action in the same sentence. Unakuwa cancelled, unakuwa vilified, unakuwa attacked. And these people who are attacking you are not attacking the words you are saying, they are attacking you as a person. So instead of coming and saying, kama, hii kitu ulisema, sio right, kwa sababu ya ABCD. Then kama akuja aseme, mimi position yangu kwa nini nilisema hivi ni juu ya ABCD. Then mtu angalia ona, by the way, from that perspective, ina make sense. Then kama angalia, by the way, coming from your perspective yako ina make sense. What happens at the end of the day? Kuna kwa na consensus, kuna kwa na agreement, watu wanakuja pamoja, and then kuna kwa na issue ya, you know what, these are some of the things some men are doing which are making women feel unsafe. And these are some of the things that women are doing that are making men feel unsafe or feel used. And so, when this man feels used, that's why Anna react the way Anna react. So, when this woman feels used, feels this unsafe, that's why she reacts the way she is reacting or the way she reacts. Tunaweza kupata truth from both sides, alafu tunaweza kupata where is our middle ground. What are these things that as men we need to stop doing? What are these things that as women we need to stop doing, specifically on issues of violence, all types of violence? Because reality ni violence is not a preserve of men, and victimhood is not a preserve of women. Women can be perpetrators, women can be victims. Men can be perpetrators, men can be victims. Kwa sasa juu nimesema hiyo stuff, utaona watu wakikuja wakianza kusema what if? What if? Tukianza what if, hata mimi nitaleta what if zangu. Then tuone mahali what if zitatufikisha. Can we agree on a general principle that men and women tumepoteza mwelekeo? And that we need to look at our actions and our behavior and interrogate our own selves, tuone ni nini tunafanya yenye ina make society vile iko in our own individual capacity. Alafu ukimaliza individual unaenda as a group. Okay, umejiangalia, kama umejiangalia ameona by the way mimi huwa sipigi bibi yangu. However, mimi huwa namtusi. So how does that make her feel? Hautamuona na physical bruises, but psychologically and emotionally ako bruised. Why? Because natumia verbal violence. Ama ni aji kama mimi huwa na piga bibi yangu, so utaona physical, hizo vitu physical, so that needs to stop. Alafu wife angalia one mimi huwa na bonga mbaya sana, huwa naongelesha mse mbaya sana, na hiyo huwa inamkera, so mi hukuwa rude ama mi hukuwa verbally abusive, so hiyo inampatia emotional and psychological scars, so I need to stop. So kila mtu akijiangalia akianza kujirekebisha, then una realize hizi vitu zote zinateremka chini. But wakati wewe unafikiria wewe uko right kwa sababu of what you have between your legs, then mi pia mi nitafeel I am right because of what I have between your legs, because what you have between your legs cannot be more important than what I have between my legs, because they are between our legs. So I hope tumeget point ya hii video, na pia kama hujaiget pia ni sawa, juu si lazima uielewe. Kama uko na disagreement ama unataka kuchallenge anything I've said, ingia kwa comments, let's have a civil discussion. Halafu at the end of the day to come up na agreement. So I apologize kwa hizo kelele zenye unasikia za nyundo na power tools, but I felt ni muhimu hii stuff tukiongea.